Hi, first graders. I am super excited to be finally starting our OWL projects. This is one of my favorite units that I've developed for first grade. We are going to be talking about owls for the next few weeks. So if you do not like owls, sorry, but don't worry, I always have so many more things that we'll be doing. But most people love owls, and I think you guys are going to see why in the next few slides. So first, we're going to talk about owls. First, I want to know, what do you already know about owls? What do you already know about owls? All right. There are many kinds of owls, so maybe you can name some owls. Can you name any owls? On my dad's farm, he usually this time of year in winter has a snowy owl. So those are those really beautiful white owls. They turn white in the winter to blend in with the snow. He usually has one that hangs around the farm. Barn owls are very common. Barred owls are very common. They are called barred owls because their feathers are striped, or they're in a pattern that looks like stripes. So we kind of think of them like bars. There are elf owls. I don't know if you've heard of that one. There's great horned owls, and they don't actually have horns, and those horns aren't ears. They're actually just feathers. But those are some kind of owls. Are those any that you named, or do you have any different ones that you know about? All right. What do owls eat? What do owls eat? All right, so some of the answers that I've heard this week are insects, rodents, and some larger animals. And it depends on the size of the owl. Small owls eat small things like insects, which makes sense, right? Larger owls eat larger rodents. Some will even eat birds and rabbits. Most common would be mice, right? Mice is a very common food for owls. Where do they live? Where do owls live? The most common answer I hear is the forest or trees, which is absolutely true, but that is not the only place that owls live. Owls can live on almost every continent except for Antarctica. It's too cold there. So they can live in the desert. There are some species of owls that live in the desert, in cacti actually. There are some species of owls that live in burrows underground, like in the Keys in Florida. There are some owls that live on the edges of cliffs or rocks. So they live in like little caves or holes in the caves or in the side of the rock face. So there are a lot of different habitats for owls. All right. So these two videos will be posted on Maven for you guys. I'm not going to play them in this slideshow, but they will be on there for you guys to watch. And they are just a couple of really cool videos to show you guys a few more facts and review some of the things that I just talked about owls. And one of the videos even has owlets, which is the name for baby owls, and they are so cute. And it also has some really neat owl sounds at the end. And I think next week or the week after, we're going to be watching some videos to listen to the different sounds that owls make, which is pretty cool. All right. So then I'm going to try and skip past these videos. There we go. Here are some more pictures of owls. These are a couple more videos, like I said, that I'll be showing you guys next week. I'm just going to click through those. So we're going to talk about our project. Our project is going to be a torn paper owl. So if you hadn't guessed it yet, that means we're going to be tearing paper to make our owl. And for you guys at home, there are a couple different ways to do this. Here at school, I have painted paper. So we took big pieces of paper last year and we just colored or painted all over them with owl colored paints, like browns and grays and blacks. And then they dried and we tore them up into little pieces, feather-sized pieces, and then glued them to our owls. This year we are using, we made way too much last year, so we're just using that same paper again this year. But I've also done this project. I've done this project for many years, and I have done it like you see with the one on the screen too, with construction paper. So if you have colored paper at home, this will work too. And if you only have white paper at home, but you have things to color with, you can actually make your own colored paper just by coloring blank white pieces of paper with your crayons or markers or colored pencils in owly colors. So whites and browns and blacks and grays, all of those will work. Or if you have paints at home and you want to paint paper, you can go ahead and do that. Obviously, this is not a good example of owl colors, but it is an example of painted paper. And there is an artist that may be very familiar to you who wrote The Hungry Caterpillar, and it's Eric Carle, and he uses this painted paper technique. So if you look really closely at this caterpillar, you'll actually notice that it is made out of paper that he painted and then cut out and glued together to actually create his illustrations. And that's actually how he makes all the pictures for all of his books, which is pretty cool. And I skipped accidentally past our goal for today. So our goal today is to be able to say that I can draw an owl. And then next week, I think we'll get to the texture part with the torn paper, so that you guys, if you are going to do painted paper or colored paper, or if you want to go out and buy construction paper, or if you need to stop in and see me and get some art supplies, that way you have a little bit more time to do that. So this week, you're going to have 2 fact videos about owls to teach you guys a little bit more about owls, and then you'll have a video of me teaching you how to draw an owl. And then next week we will start tearing and gluing onto our owl. So after you're done drawing your owl today, please, please, please don't like throw it away or misplace it. You are going to need that for next week. Okay, this is not a 1-week project. This is a 2, maybe 3-week project. Okay, so don't lose it after you're done with it. And I'll probably tell you guys that again in my drawing video later. Okay, so that is all for this video. Watch the other 2, and then watch the one where I show you guys how to draw an owl, okay? All right, I'll talk to you later.